Good evening. I hope you're well. Right, okay, I don't know how I feel about YouTube camera. Right, okay, thank you everybody for joining. We are going live over everybody else as well. Instagram and Facebook for our Sunday Night Live. I don't know how I feel about this. Right, are we joining? Let's see. That's all right, isn't it? Thank you. How are yous? It's so nice to be back. I don't know if I like this on the computer. I'm not sure where yous are. Well, I know where yous are, but you know. Anyway, we're here. That's the main thing. Have you had a good weekend? And remember to give the video a little like. I'm going to go live everywhere else in a minute. Can you hear me okay? Let's do the testing. I need to write out what I'm going to be talking about, actually. Right, okay. Trump. Thanks, everybody, for joining. You can hear me, brilliant. It's just easier to do it in the Mac, but I just don't like the camera. Thank you, everyone, for joining and for liking the video as well. Do we have our tea in hand? Are we ready to deep dive? If you're new, welcome. Remember and subscribe. If you go on your shorts, you'll see what we're about. We're a bit about everything, to be honest. Right, are we ready to go live, everybody else? We'll not keep them waiting any longer. Right, okay, you're going to be on Instagram, this one. Let's see. It's so weird to be back. There we go. Right, okay. Are we happy with that? I am. Good evening. I hope you're all well. Listen, I hope you've got your pen and paper ready as well. Right, okay. Business suite. We're going to be doing some updates on the recent cases as well, just to keep them alive. Let's go live. Oh, I hate going live after not being live for ages. Christina of Nicola Pelt's dad was going to be a magazine company with Jeffrey Epstein. I've seen that. We have so much to catch up on, won't we? And a lot of predictions and validations that's come out while I've been off, and pretty much from when the predictions took place. Right, are we happy? Are we ready to do this? Right, YouTube, you've got my back tonight. Any of the trolls in there, ignore them. Let me know you can hear me okay, though. Right, I think we're ready to do this. Right, okay, let's go live on Facebook. Oh. Go live on Insta. Oh. Good evening, Insta. Good evening, Facebook. How are we? Right, we'll let everybody join. YouTube, you have showed up. I hope you're all well. We have so much to catch up on. I'll let you all join. It's not like me to be on time. Can we just register that? Okay, 2 minutes late. But YouTube, I turned up in time. If you're not on our YouTube, it's Christie's Readings. We are at 8,000 followers over there, but I was invited to an event in Madrid at the end of February to do with YouTube and partnerships. Life's not going to take me there, but I'm taking that as an achievement. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Iona. Hi, Adele. Hi, Maz. I hope you're all well. Did we have a good weekend? Oh, I meant to bring the cards up. Oh, I've got a funny story to tell you. So if you remember, Ezra wrecked my yellow cards. Had them for years. And I went and get some online, couldn't get them, took me forever, eventually sourced them, thought I did. Well, I did, kind of. Oh my God, they arrived yesterday. They're like the size of my hand, all the exact same cards, but the size of my hand. So I'm going to use them for now, for this week coming, but I'm still trying to source my hardback ones because that is not my bag. Hi, Brian. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Angela. Hi, Bernadette. Hi, Angel Delight. I love your username. I think I say it to you every time you join. Right, who have we got over on YouTube? Hi, Claire Cassidy. Paul Cameron. Jacqueline Harnett. Thank you so much. Right, okay, we're going to get started in the next few minutes. Yellow cards are my favourite. They're my favourite as well. Maura Norton is in the building. That is James Norton's mum. Let's touch on that case first while Maura is here. So we popped that case out 2 weeks ago, just before everything went up in the air. But I have been keeping in close contact with Maura for the last 2 weeks that I've been off as well. We eventually got the admin of the Puerto Rico page to allow us to pop that on to their page. Now, I don't know if the post went up. I couldn't find the post, but Maura is obviously, I've sent everything over to her. It was a man, Alex, that was dealing with it. We've put the 2 photos of the 2 males out as well. It's out on TikTok, it's out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Personally, I think people don't want to speak. You can't tell me you're on an island like that and you haven't seen these people. I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. I'm begging and pleading for Maura's sake and her family's sake that if you are out in Gran Canaria and you know anything, even about what's going out and on out in that island that you might think connects to Jamesy in some way, or you might think it'll be relevant, even the smallest bit of information, that family need to hear it right now. They're trying to build a picture. We're trying to build a timeline, and there's so many holes in the case that it's not even funny. Maura had sent me a message just not long before I come on live, and there is somebody who's psychic, a David Lyon, claiming that Jamesy was at a warehouse. It's a horrible, horrible message on a public post, basically telling Maura apparently what happened to Jamesy. I don't believe it for a minute, all right. But again, it's distressing for Maura because she now has to kind of take every lead just in case it is a serious lead. So if there's anyone out in that island that thinks he can help Maura and her family to either locate Jamesy or find out what happened, please contact the page and I will put you directly in contact with the family, or you can see Maura Norton is in the comments. Personally, I'd like you to contact the page first, only because of the amount of spammers and scammers that this man's asking her for money. Somebody else has asked for £2,000 and then they'll reveal information. We're not going down that road, all right? It's not going to happen. There's more chance of your face being plastered everywhere before any money exchanges hands, because that tells us, well, there's something deeper then. So I'm begging MD on that island. Like, I don't know why everybody wants to be so quiet about it. That's screaming out itself that there's obviously something going on. And you can't tell me you've not seen the 2 individuals on that island. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So again, if you are on the Puerto Rico page, can I ask you to go on and ask them to reshare this post again, that the family had sent everything over last week. If someone can go on and check and see if it's there, and if it is, can you give me a wee screenshot and send it into the page for us? But it's important. At the end of the day, there's a lady sitting on this page right now. Her son's been missing for 5.5 months and she has no idea where he is. Now, any mum, parent, father, auntie, uncle, you've got to feel her pain there, and that's why I want to help her. He's not the only one. There has been quite a few, and this is the thing. Maura is now looking into like Puerto Rico and other things that have happened, and she's had messages with little bits of whistleblowing and things as well. The last resort is to bring that to the page, but if that's what needs to be done, then so be it. So if you're hiding something out in that island and we know about it, then you bet your bottom dollar it is going to come to this page. And if you're a business at a venue, do you really want to be known for that? Do you really want to be known for that? So Maura is in the comments, Maura Norton on Facebook. That is Jamesy's mum. I will pop a wee video out later this week, just a reminder, but you can go on past our grids and see the previous posts that have been put out where Jamesy's face is there and the 2 individuals that we really need to find out who they are ASAP. And I don't believe for a minute that that's not travelled to the island. I do not believe it for 1 second. Good evening. I hope you're all well. The family need the money for soliciting investigators. So there is a GoFundMe on the Jamesy Nunan, Find Jamesy Nunan page on Facebook. I'll maybe ask Maura if she can put the link onto her Facebook page just now. And you could maybe go over. But the reason the GoFundMe page is there is they're trying to get a solicitor to then start taking action against all the holes in the cases. And there's some things we can't tell you online because, again, it could then be detrimental to the case. So please, please trust. I would never, ever be advocating for someone if I didn't think they need my help, and they need my platform to keep this case alive because they've got no help whatsoever. The British Embassy are pretty much doing absolutely nothing. They want everybody to believe that he just fell off his boat and that's the end of it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. There's so many cover-up and lies. 1,000,000%, John Norton, 1,000,000%. And it doesn't help with the spammers and the scammers, but it also, are they shedding light on something? You've got to look into everything at this point. This man's missing, but his dog made it back. Nearly didn't because of the Spanish government, but the dog made it back and Jamesy didn't. I just, no. And I feel so strongly about the case. And I'm sure if you've been on my page long enough, you'll know when we do these cases, like I will see it through to the end with Maura and her family. in the hope that they can either locate James or find out what happened to him. And if that means spamming my page on the daily with photos of people we don't know, then so be it. I'm going to do it because guess what? I'm a mum. I would never, couldn't even imagine the feeling of what Maura's going through, but also I would want to be happy that somebody was helping me. When you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, sometimes that's all you've got. So please know when you are sharing these posts or commenting, this is helping, and it's also keeping the family reassured that the case is active and that we're going to keep it alive and keep people talking about it. Because when we did the live 2 weeks ago, a lot of people didn't even know about the case. I was astonished at that. Puerto Rico, a small island, and nobody really knew about it. Gaze peace, gaze peace. Puerto Rico, I'm coming for you. um, Anyone who goes to Gran Canaria, there are lots of groups to ask about places to go best deals. So if you're on these pages, please post on the groups. Violet Kennedy, thank you so much. Maura Norton has popped on a wee link just now that takes you straight to James's page, and also the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is for the solicitor, again, so they can start making actions to work out what's been on here, and any holes in the case they can take legal action against. I really hope they find answers. A family going through hell, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And the question is, did you see James the day before? Who was he with? Like, is he in your photographs? Look back if you're in Puerto Rico, just between the 14th. Now, I think he arrived in Ireland on the 15th of August, but let's say the 14th, just to make sure we're covering every angle, right to the 2nd of September. Why the 2nd of September? Not sure, but I think even having footage to then, we might see one individual more than once, and why is that person going back and forth or vice versa? I just think it's so important. And 212, you love looking into cases, so don't be shy. Don't be shy to be knocking on residential Facebook pages' doors and asking them, can you put this on? Puerto Rico in particular. If you've got friends out there, people who've got venues, speak to them. Whistleblow. I promise you right now, if you send me any message, and there's been people sent messages already for different other cases, your name will never ever be mentioned. We just want the information. That is it. And if you've got the information from somebody else, then we'll rest with that. We'll take the information. If it comes to something, then brilliant. But any lead right now is very, very important. A lot of things I've looked into the case from that weekend of doing the live, and I spoke to someone who's a boat expert as such. I spoke to two, to be fair, and they said the way the boat was lying, it should have been more north. There should have been like certain things done with the sail that wasn't done. So there's a lot of reason for the police to like think there could have something happened, but also it's very conflicted. Was Thumbelina on the boat? Because some locals will say they seen her roaming about and that's how she ended up in the shelter. And for me, that would make more sense, that they would put the dog in the shelter. And maybe because originally they'd said, "Oh, no dog, no man on the boat," they weren't telling any lies likely. But then when the dog was found, then they knew obviously it was going to raise some sort of suspicion. So that's why the dog would have ended up in the shelter, because it would have been a stray. And for them to go to Spanish government, that could have been because they were trying to cover their tracks. People out there are frightened to talk out there. I get that sense as well. Well, Puerto Rico, it's time to turn the Epstein Island upside down. And I'm not joking. There's a lot of people, names already been dropped into this case that I'm sure they've got their own organised crime going on out there, and you don't want that ruined. That's all I'm saying. You really don't want that out on the internet, because once it's out there, it's out there. And secrets never stay secrets for long. And my question is, where James's boat was found, and more a trigger warning in advance. Now, I know we've had deep conversations about this, but just a trigger warning just now. I would have expected his body to be coming back to the surface by now. And if you, like myself, do crime cases, and you have to do the horrible part of understanding how a dead body works, what happens, especially when it's in the water, X, Y, and Z. The fact he wasn't that far off the coast, not really. Why is it not turned up? That's my question. Right, okay. Maybe help James. Right, I came across a page, maybe help James's family, called LBT Global Website. Now, Lima Bravo Tango Global Website. Maura, if you just write that down. Right, okay, I want to actually cover something. Another missing boat with the same name. I deep dived that after we did our live. I do think it's a coincidence, and I didn't think I was going to say that because I thought that must be linked, there's no doubt about it. But when I deep dived it, the sailor of that boat actually made the boat himself. He went missing 3 years before for quite a long time, maybe about a year. But this time he's went missing for a lot longer. But the reality was he always knew his fate was sealed. Like he would, if he didn't come back, he didn't come back. So I tend to think the boat that went missing, the same as name as James's boat, is more a coincidence than anything else. All right, Maura got in contact with them. Thank you so much, Maura. But I don't, as much as it sounds like it could be connected, I don't actually think it is connected. Just when I read the story, the man's still missing, but he was very risky with his sailing. He built the boat from scratch. And like there was a lot of bad weather, and I think it was 3 months later before he was reported missing. I can't remember the man's name. I've done so much on him as well. Right, okay. Let's deep dive it quickly. What do we think of the Beckhams? Oh, now I did do a prediction about somebody's brother talking out, but I'm convinced this is all connected to Madeleine McCann. I don't know why, but we're early stages. I said I wasn't going to deep dive Nicola because I thought it'd be quite boring. But I knew it's because you would all go to the Illuminati straight away with her family, billionaires against millionaires. Obviously, he has been connected to Epstein, Weinstein. But what you'll find is in cases like this, especially the billionaires, they were always going to be connected to the people. That's a no-brainer, all right? I do think that I feel sorry for the Beckhams. I never thought I'd say it, but I actually feel very sorry for the Beckhams. I think they put out a post the other day and said like they're just good memories and things like that as well. And it sounds like they're just trying to do damage control at this point. But I do think that Nicola, oh, there's a lot coming. There's a baby coming just to top it. The baby's going to be coming between April and May. And he's going to make a big public affair about this. Now, bearing in mind, Brooklyn Beckham wants a quiet life. The same quiet life he wants while he was sitting and said, what was it, his family just like basically make everything a pantomime. That was the same man that was sitting over a dead dog's coffin while the wife was on his shoulder, and then you seen the back of it. Gee's peace, Brooklyn. You jumped up to the pantomime as well. You can't expect to invite people to a palace or clowns to a palace and it no turn into a fucking circus. That's what I think. And I think the circus is more Brooklyn Beckham's side. Spoiled brat syndrome. I think the world owes them. I can't remember his name either, but both their boats had the same name. That's right. What do we think? Victoria Beckham got to number one. Well, she was never going to get to number one any other way, was she? No harm, but geez, oh, if you seen my video last week, she hit a few brick walls when it came to businesses. You think she just took the hint? Victoria Beckham was at Emma's 50th, and she looked as she was, her heart hasn't stopped crying. If she hadn't stopped crying, you can imagine. He's going to be left with nothing. He's going to be left with absolutely nothing. And I don't think the Beckhams will do that to him. I think like, he'll get inheritance and stuff like that. But if I was his mum and dad, but listen, you're on your own for the next 2 years. Let's see how you cope then. But I do see a baby coming, so it's all going to be very romanticised again, best marriage ever. But I do get that Victoria Beckham and David Beckham actually have a very solid marriage when he learned to start keeping it in his pants. But I don't think it's going to rock their relationship in any way. She sued a groomer. I seen this. She sued the fucking groomer because a wee chihuahua, right, went to a new groomer. Dog was pran-breed the next day, right? So obviously it was the groomer's fault. But it actually turned out the chihuahua had fluid in the brain or something, which is a common thing. The dog was 19 canteen at this point. Small business, and she's away suing them. Nicola. I think that speaks a lot of volumes as well. What do you think about Rebecca Lewis? Oh, she's watching his karma play out. She's sitting back with her ice cream and her snacks like that. Fucking brilliant about time. And this is true what they say about karma. It's always karma when it doesn't affect your life. You're in the audience watching it as well. So Rebecca Lewis, you deserve it, hen. You deserve it. There's another boat called the Kihar as well. Everyone's got it mixed up with James's boat. Right, so is that the Maura, is that the Kihar that you're talking about, the Australian man that we've just spoke about then? Is that what you mean? Or there's a third boat? One of my brothers is going to King Tut's in a month or so. And I'm not convinced the Beckhams totally believe they sold pictures and stories of their kids to remain relevant. I don't think right, Maura Norton messaged me this, like, "Christy, I don't think she's human. I don't think she's human." Talking about Victoria Beckham. Turned out the dog had fluid in the brain, that's right. That was the photo, them s I'll tell you, that coffin looked massive for a chihuahua. If I didn't know it was a chihuahua, I'd have thought it was maybe, "Oh, aye, you're looking at a cockapoo or something." There's a third boat. Oh, right, okay. Oh, I didn't know that, Maura. Something to look at the night. Third boat. Before Ezra took that well, I was consumed by this case. Maura will tell you. I was literally chatting every door in Puerto Rico, sending messages to everybody. Um, feel sorry for Harper Seven. Why is he not talking to his sister? I just think the middle name's Seven. Just nothing in that. One of the Beckham brothers. Oh, sorry, Jenny. So sorry. Thanks, Evie, for joining. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yous are fabulous. Remember and subscribe. I was telling you guys at the start, I got offered to go to Madrid with YouTube for like an event. You've got to pay half it yourself. And I'm like, no, I've not got time for that. Even if it was free, I didn't have time. But I've took it as an achievement because we're 8,000. So another wee 2,000, we've hit the 10K mark. So if you want to tell your aunties, your uncles, etc., feel free. Right, okay. We're ready to talk about Trump next if we're finished with the Beckhams. And maybe more to it, but 7 with Dave's shirt number. I know, but nah. Why did they wait to the last one? Nah, bullshit. And this is the worst bit about being psychic, just so you know, like genuinely. Because it's like, you see something like, nah, nah, that is not true. Especially that Donald Trump. He's a sneeze away if he's coughing. That's the reality. I think he is full blown dementia. He's away with the fairies. He's doing statements and then talking about other things in between, like memories and things like that. He's got another bruise on his left hand, which he said he knocked against, I don't know, a table or something like that. He's obviously taking down the world, but this is one of the biggest things, isn't it? The world leaders, they're all at their deathbeds. No wonder they're causing this much havoc. It's never going to affect them long term, is it? I did predict World War III. Nobody wanted to believe it. We also spoke about the ICE agents away back in August last year to begin with. Aaron Parnas is your best source if you're looking to find out the news there and then when it comes to America. He's on TikTok and Instagram. Very, very reliable source. But obviously the ICE agents, I popped a video out last night. They've took another person's life. Say his name louder, Alex Pretty, who was an ICU nurse, who are actually videos of him where he was supporting other people within the hospital. Lovely videos out. His family put a statement out as well. But just how I seen that was, and what I've read on, I think the ICE agents pushed a lady to the ground and he was trying to help and it's went from there. You actually see, again, trigger warning, it is on our page. A lot of people are like, Christy, I don't know if you should put that on your page. What, we're going to be snowflakes? Because that's what the snowflakes are now. It's people that don't want to admit we're at war. People that don't want to admit people are that bad or world leaders, that they would do that to their own citizens, when that's the reality of life right now. You can see there's about 6 of them on one person. It's murder. It's murder in plain sight. Donald Trump deserves the death penalty. He really, really does. I tagged you in The Simpsons. It's going to hit America, a lot of the countries in February. Also, another Simpsons Trump in the coffin very soon. And know what I'm going to say? Remember AI, and it's something I'm going to come on to next as well, with a wee prediction. Don't believe everything that they're saying about The Simpsons. A lot of it's AI now on TikTok, so they're just narrating it to what's happening at that time, and then everybody jumps on it and believes it. AI and GBT is something we want to touch on as well, alongside TikTok. Do you not think our world's been prepped for robots and not us? Do you not think that ChatGPT is telling you what they want us to think? AI, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs in the next 2 years. If you look at the best businesses to get into right now and invest in right now, it is AI and digital marketing like that, because that's what's going to be in growth in the next 2.5, 3 years, which effectively is going to take away a lot of creators' jobs as well for that reason. If you're using ChatGPT, And, bearing in mind it'll be very accurate at the moment, of course it will. They've got to ease you in gently, condition you gently. The same people using ChatGPT are the same people that are saying, "I'm not getting conditioned, I'm not getting conditioned." Geese peace, fucking geese peace. Personally, don't use it. Have used it recently, last week for a case, but more for this to see what it was all about. Aye, it's handy, but I can understand why people just believe what comes off ChatGPT and not question it. All scares maybe have a company AI, but I can't bring myself to use it at all. It's the same. No, oh, here actually, anyone Snapchat, their children's on Snapchat, please go into their settings, go into the AI generator and click it off. Automatically, Snapchat have updated it so that now all your images, unless you click it off, they can use, and they can use it as AI. They can pretty much do anything with it. So if you get into your Snapchat, get into your settings, AI generator, just click the settings. I'm so sorry. Book of knowledge tonight, guys. Keep you all safe, for the robots. I'm terrified of robots. Well, soon enough. If I don't think the cars will go the way they're going, but soon enough, you'll not need a mechanic. Everything's done on the computer. Everything. I genuinely predict in 20 years your car engine size will be that size, and it'll all be connected to your phone. If your engine management light comes on, you just sit there and send it to your AI guy, and the AI guy will sort it and send it back, and then your wee robotic car starts moving again. um, I've noticed a lot of different sites asking for a test. I need a reading, Chrissy. That's what I'm coming on to as well. I am now opening up on this live. If you want to PM, March availability. I'm fully booked for February. I need to say a big, massive thank you to my clients. Obviously, I've been off for 2 weeks, so we've had to reschedule everyone. We rescheduled you all at the end of February purposely. I've not had a chance to tell you actually. Obviously, you might be aware that Asia had a fit. You'll never guess what I bumped into in Tesco with my mum on Thursday. Our Jane. Who's that? Obviously, as I took a fit 2 weeks ago on Wednesday morning, everybody was brilliant. Like the staff at the hospital, absolutely everybody gave us the fright of our life. He fitted for nearly an hour and 47 minutes. So he is now under the epileptic clinic, not because he's epileptic by any means, but because of the medication we've been sent home with. So we weren't sure how appointments were going to work. So rather than reschedule everybody in for the middle of February or the start of February and then the appointments come in, we did it near the end. I'm lost, Laura. Steve's Jane. I don't know who that is, or do I? So that's why it was, but you were all absolutely brilliant. They're doing fine. Oh my God, I got the fright of my life. I've got PTSD. I've had to change my full bedroom about because subconsciously I wasn't going back to that side of the bed because every time I even went over that way, I would just have this vision. He's like, in the morning he took the fit, he'd been fitting before I even woke up, and I can't even bear to think how long that would have been, but he was blue, like royal blue in the lips. They were very crusty. We waited 38 minutes in an ambulance coming, and it wasn't for the lack of them trying to get an ambulance there. I suppose it's just this day and age. But it was very, very frightening just that way. Morgan and Robbie appeared at the same time. Morgan and Robbie were absolutely brilliant. So we're all back in the main. They're all going back to nursery tomorrow, and I'm back to work tomorrow. Well, actually from tonight as I started this, but I can't wait just to get a bit of routine. Ah, Laura, Jane Clark, Stevie's sister. What did you say now? I forgot. I can't think. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember. So Stevie Clark, Scotland manager, his sister Jane, she was passing on all the messages for us. So I lost your comment now, Laura. I'm coming to it. Oh, you bumped into her in Tesco. I'm with you. Sorry. Got to catch up there. Aye, so he's on the mend. Everybody's good. Everybody's happy. And I just can't wait to get back to work tomorrow and get back into it. There's a lot of predictions coming this week. I don't know how you're liking the short videos, but I'm going to do a lot more of them. Me and my mic. I love it. Who the fuck do I think I am? Right, TikTok. That's what I want to come on to. It's been bought over. Oh, there's so much I could say there, but I'm not going to do that. It's been bought over by all Trump's pals, every one of them. So effectively, Trump and his pals own TikTok. I don't think that's a good thing because when I popped the video up with the ICE agent yesterday, now Aaron Parnas had already said this, it'll get taken down. you know me, "Oh, that's all right, I'm putting it up anyway." Nope, he was right enough. It's still there, but it's not recommended. You might be able to see it, might not. I don't know. You can maybe validate for me. Um, but it stayed on Instagram, it stayed on Facebook. So TikTok's got nothing to do with Meta. But there's a wee myth here I want to squash. A lot of people say you can't say Facebook or Instagram and TikTok. You do know that's a lot of shite, don't you? You do know it's like Meta is, as it stands, is not actually connected to TikTok, but it is a total myth. Um, but you're going to see changes over between now and the end of April, where we're going to know that Donald Trump's running TikTok. We will see it for ourselves. Um, you should look into the Claudia Lawrence case. She disappeared 16 years ago. I've looked at that case a few times. Love Ezra's yoga session. That's how I knew he was on the mend. The Idaho 4 case. That case is frustrating me. I put the YouTube video out. If you're on YouTube, it is in my crime stories playlist to anyone who wants to go to YouTube and watch it. That video was done round about the end of November, literally before Brian Koberger wasn't arrested yet. So all the predictions in that video are pretty much all the question marks that people are raising right now. So again, the white Elantra, they've connected that to Brian Koberger. Nothing to do with Jack's parents had a white Elantra. The crime photos came out the other day, which again, they didn't block everything out that they should have blocked out. They had shown Xana's side of her shoulder, a side of her head, side of her face. You seen the body bag with her hair coming out the side of it. You could also see Ethan in certain positions on the bed. There was no like taking out the blood splat, nothing like that. When you see that and you see exactly what happened, you can't tell me Sunday didn't hear that. Now, my predictions have laid for very day dot, like that happened from inside the house, the people inside the house. When I looked at the crime photos, now a lot of it's been taken down, there were documents for the autopsy. Autopsy 1, autopsy 2, autopsy 3, autopsy 4. 3 days later, autopsy 5. So there was a fifth person. So at first I was thinking, right, does that mean somebody else has died and they don't want to put that out there because maybe he was a perpetrator in some way or he had a connection with this? And then it dawned on me. When she's walking past and she says, is it Adam Knows or Jack Knows? I can't remember the name. What if she was pregnant? What if that is the fifth autopsy? And that is a motive. That would make complete sense to why I psychically get everything happened within house. I think Dylan and Bethany are not innocent in any way whatsoever. I think Dylan was going for one of the girl's boyfriends or an ex, and it suited her. I also think that Xana possibly bled out for a lot longer and was left, and maybe that's why the phone call wasn't made until everybody was where they should have been. It's just my theory. What do you think? Um, what is that? Selling stars with best price? We don't buy stars. Me too, been so right about this since day one. Found a couple of accounts sharing the old posts about the theory. The group of students were there. 100%. There is door footage that's been recently released of two girls running back to the next door neighbour's house with bags and brown bags of stuff that they've taken out the house. And then you see the police coming up with their lights on, and that's the police just arriving. And what I don't get is Idaho have changed their death penalty. We're waiting 2 years for Brian Koberger to be, look at that, 2 years for Brian Koberger to be shot at, because they're now changing their full environment just for Brian Koberger. Now, if you look deep enough into that case, yes, Adam Lundy, if you look deeper into that case, a lot of these kids are connected round the council, the farmers in Idaho. The worst type of people in Idaho are the farmers. All right, Idaho is also a state that is very, very old-fashioned. Kaylee said that she was being watched for quite a wee while. Now, the question is, why is Brian Koberger been brought into it? Now, he was working at a football game. Nobody talks about it, and I don't know why. The mask that he generated off it wasn't actually the one right at 112 King Road. The Hyundai White Elantra. Why was Jack's parents' White Elantra never put in? Why was it never questioned about the photos that were sent? If another thing that I've just noticed, looking at it, and I could be completely wrong here, Dylan and Bethany said they were down on the lower floor, but then they looked out and they seen somebody. Now, they had that big table with the beer pong. Why was that not moved then? How did she see that? And it was one of the first things that I noticed, talking shite, said it for day one. Dylan's living her best life, and a lot of people write in the comments, brilliant. That's good that she's get back to normal. She is also, now here's one thing, they wanted to leave the house, so they called their friend Jenna, right? And Jenna came to get her. But as Jenna came to get her, the police arrived. So Jenna's in the car first, you see her going up, and then straight after the police arrived, but you see then Jenna coming back down. So what's happened is she's come back down, she's going to park the car or whatever. Then she goes without her. Now Dylan goes out with Jenna's boyfriend. Nah. You can't tell where there's not something in that. Am I wrong? Am I just living in my own wee world here? What do we think? You would hear it, 100% you would hear it. They're bullshitters. And what, like I said, I was in a forum and I got all the screenshots of the forum, then I messaged two of the people, and then the forum got took down 2 days later, and they were saying there was a frat party next door, pretty much at the back of 112 Kings Road, where there'd been arguments, there'd been altercations taking place. I don't believe now, London Notebook, she's a fucking sore arse and all. I hope you see this, hen. She's going on about because she's advocating for the family. You're pretty much stopping the case. You're running the family's narrative because they want to believe that's what happened so they can put this to bed. I can understand that, but it doesn't mean that's what happened. And she's on advocating for the family, shouting at everybody for saying, like, using all the photos and putting the photos up when she's doing the same thing. Augie's piece. She, I psychically gets about to break and all. I can just see it. Can't help myself. I says to my friend, see, going out to 2026, I'm not taking anybody's nonsense anymore. And she actually looked at me. I think she's on it. Actually went, that worries me because I didn't think you were taking anybody's shite in 2025. I was like, not, I'm firm this year. Will the truth come out who done it? Yes, but I feel, and oh, this is interesting, so we'll keep this as a prediction. I feel somebody else's murder in Idaho is going to raise the concern about this one. Now, the question is that murder happened yet? Or is it something to do with the case? Maybe that's their bad karma for telling lies. Get in their head. In the 911 call, they are saying someone had passed out. How did they not know someone had died? So, being realistic, looking at the crime photos, two things. The knife sheath didn't match the knife sheath to the showed in the picture to the public later on. The knife sheath that was in the blanket was not the same one. Categorically was not the same one. What was the other question there, Nick? Also, the murderer, which I don't believe the one person went in and did all that, actually put the quilts back over everybody. So the only person that's probably visible was Zana. For a bloodbath, there wasn't much pulling of the blood. Actual fact, again, here I go, crime junkie here. There was, it's because of the clothing they were wearing. If they're wearing heavy clothing, the blood is soaking right into that. Same with the bed, same with the mattress. And if you look at the autopsy, they all got the same injuries. This was a madman. This was somebody who was raging. Stabbed their scalp, stabbed their mouth, stabbed their tongue. From here, all the way down to their torso. They think Zana was alive for a little bit longer. But there's also a crime photo where it looks like somebody's wrote a name. And a lot of people are saying, oh, that looks like Brian. It's Dylan. D-Y, not B-Y. Just saying. Can't wait for my reading. Are you sure, Brenda? If you want to book, just PM the page. You can record your readings as well. They all last 30 minutes. That was a guilt thing, putting the covers over them. Maybe. See, the ferocious attack on them, you don't do that to a stranger. To 4 strangers. If you look at the truck footage of them all being there, there's 2 characters there that shouldn't be there, and there's one that's in law enforcement. Also, you hear the law enforcement saying something to do with prosecutors here as well. You also, which I find so strange, here's actually one. The kids found out, I don't think Dylan killed him, I think Dylan's got something to do with it and she knows who it was. I feel she was trying to steal somebody's boyfriend. But all the kids found out through the campus, the uni campus. They sent a message out, there's been 4 murders, and they were all standing outside the house, like, so how did they know? So the police went and phoned the uni. Imagine that. Your child's been murdered and I need to phone the school. Need to let them know they're not going to be in the day, by the way. Really? Or was that somebody formal who knew somebody else formal, which is the very first bit of the timeline, some sort of corruption or hidden agenda? Because if you've seen my other videos in Idaho that I didn't know at the time when I was doing the first video, there was another death, a younger man, weeks before, which could easily connect with everything else as well. But nobody wants to talk about that because people have decided it's Brian Koberger and that's it, because people are getting fed misinformation. And I think his searches, like the things that he was searching, see if somebody died in my watch, I think I'd be going to the jail because the amount of my searches for doing the crime cases, he was a law student. And realistically, and it might sound like a cop out, but realistically, that's exactly what he could have been doing it for. Oh, I agree. Sorry, usually when they cover the victim up, they can look at them they can't look at them because they have a closeness to them. That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, Pauline, brilliant. Pauline, can you send me a message just so you're in my mails for the morning? It means it's easy to find you. Like the young boy who got shot and mother blanket was over him. Oh, I know I've seen that case. I didn't read it all though, I didn't actually know that. American justice system is full of corruption, same issues with the Karen Reid case, really bad. The university runs the town. It's where all money comes from that keeps the town going. They needed an outsider and quickly to stop people pulling their kids and money. Oh, I don't disagree with you in that, Lou. I think you're onto something there. Yeah, plus the doorbell driver had a DUI also. I think it's Bethany, has been ruled as she can't be called back to the state. Ah, what about him clearing out his car at his parents'? Fair point, Maggie. I just don't see it. And even like that, like, because he's got strange behaviour, it would be easy to think that. Or just they 2 girls scream at me, scream red flags, and the person Jack, I can't get that person Jack out my head. And the 5th autopsy. Tell me what the 5th autopsy is, and if I'm wrong, then I'll agree. So much badness in this world, 1,000,000%. Right, so we've covered Trump, the Beckhams, Idaho, I'm not at Jamesy, James Nunan. The next one is a case that we are going to be covering in 2 weeks, that I want to tell you a little bit about, but I'll make sure nobody's got any questions and anything else yet. Oh, I'm not going to watch them. I'm also watching The Beauty Queen and the Catfish. I'm on episode 3, don't tell me. But, oh my God. No doubt Brian was strange, but no way capable of getting in and out that house in the time frame they are seeing, doing a clean up and not leaving a drop. When you see the girls running into that house with the brown bags, it screams it. And I do think that group, somebody's going to, like, holding on to karma like that, you're signing your death certificate. I hope you are watching, like, you're genuinely signing your death certificate. And hopefully somebody sees that and saves themselves. The World Cup, I did predict it. I did say I see a change in location, which I do. That's why we've been letting Jane Clark, Stevie Clark's sister, know what's going on, so he's up to date. So yes, I do see a change. Right, okay, something else I want to touch on. Australia have brought out, basically now if you're dual passport between British and Australia, or basically another dual, there's going to be implications. I don't see that not happening here. Now, I brought up Nigel Farage the other day. He is basically setting the path to bring in the Timu ICE agents here. They are already here. But obviously if he gets elected, so again, we need to be educating ourselves. And I know people don't like talking about it, but we do need to educate ourselves on the fact Nigel Farage wants to change the abortion laws so that they've got more right over our bodies than what we have. Fuck off. Um, he is saying he's going to get 600,000 illegal immigrants out of the country, but there's going to be a loophole with passports going into next year where like people like Christian, so he'll maybe get told to pick a country. We fucker will pick Poland. But anyone who thinks that they're settled here and have had their residency for years, they are going to face the exact same as America, especially if Nigel Farage goes into power. It's a scary time for the UK. If you don't think we're at war, where the fuck you been? Because you don't know what war looks like. We don't know in our generation what this war's going to look like, but it is already happening. God bless America. God help America. I predicted this months ago they would go to war with themselves, and I don't think any American citizen is happy what's going on out there just now. They're getting pulled along for the ride, but in the process, they're losing a very rich country and things that they've worked hard for years. You're seeing that our allies, the dynamics change. Now, he has not took Greenland, and I'll tell you why. I told you this about 4 weeks ago. He wasn't going to take Greenland. And the reason why is because he always wanted to do it with the tariffs. So he knew if he threatened to take Greenland, that everybody was going to get up and listen. But what he didn't realise was he was going to divide everybody, where the UK looks to be set to go back to the EU. I'll predict that for in the next 3 years. I don't see us having to go into Article 5, which means that NATO's disappearing because America's done what they've done. But I don't see the UK being America's allies, and I see Donald Trump making a lot of big moves in the next 3 weeks that's going to bring us to war. And Eric Trump, is it? His son put a post out earlier on today and then deleted it. Quite rightly so, you big prick. Threatening the world. If we don't listen, it's not going to be tariffs next. So he's just using tariffs. But all we can hope at this stage for the Americans is he dies. I hope Trump dies. I'm going to say it out loud. I really, really do hope he dies. And I think the whole world would celebrate for the reason what he's doing right now, his own people and how we're watching that. But don't you sit there comfortably and think for a minute that it's not coming to the UK. 1,000,000% it is. It is already here. But again, Nigel Farage is going to look out for all the racists that want to have to leave our country that don't belong here. The people that probably bring most into our country. Like, look what happened in America. Alex Pretty, an ICU nurse, a profession that helps other people, helps emergency services. And that man lost his life for fucking no reason at all. No reason whatsoever. I see Kamala Harris being a big part of America in the next 7 weeks as well. Don't know why. Don't know if she's going to come and do what she needs to do. But Trump's live right now. They're talking about Greenland or Iceland. One of the reasons he did not take Greenland was because if he did, he would have been impeached and then Article 5 and everything would have started. So he's no daft. But he is daft because he's put a post out, one of his last posts there, and he's not written it. He's definitely not written it because it's actually a sensible post and it reads well. So somebody's already doing his work for him. Why do I think that is? Well, he's snoozing in meetings and all that. Oh, listen, heaven's gates. He's took a note back for them. He's heading down to hell. That went a thumbs up on both. I'm just saying. Have you any thoughts on this? Trump assassination is when he's walking down the steps. Oh. Well, Iran has said they want to take him out, but not in a date. Literally, take him out. Trump's going to ask to join your live. I would love that. I would actually love that. I'm still annoyed about the going to that spa. It was years ago, about 8 years ago, and the lockers didn't even work, and it was a fortune to go to. I'm like, bolt. Never been back. Can't trust any politician. You're spot on, by the way. Candace Owens. Yes, she brought up the Beckons, didn't she? I thought, do you know what? She said everything I want to say. I'm like, there you go, have it. I do like her content, to be fair. Happy for anyone to be here, but legally not undocumented and illegally. Yep, I agree, Adele. But again, this is what the plan is to divide, make people racist, make people think they can't trust anybody, which in actual fact we fucking can't. But it's not because of our people, it's because of our government. Team Beckham. No bother on with you. Team Beckham. I think they've allocated £1 million to their, like, building their brand again. I know, what about the guy that gets sacked for calling them a protector? I know. Well, know what? Maybe he should have, because he was lying, because he's no protector. He's just the first word. It's heartbreaking seeing all the people in America being shielded from outside. So I will say this, I've had a lot of messages saying, "Christy, you tell me I'm not going to go to America, blah, blah, blah." Like, it's not about people trying to stop you going to America. They'll only give you advice on it. But especially between now and the summer, America's not a desirable place anymore. I don't see Disney lasting the pace towards the end of the year. I see things going very, very quiet very quickly. If we aren't fighting each other, we're fighting the government. Same old story, 100%. Jade McGowan, Diageo and Remy split. I did see that, but I don't know if that's clickbait. But don't worry. I put a wee post out for her the other day. I think she was raging because I called her the side piece. Is that what started it? But maybe she's seen sense. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a minute. But I always keep a wee eye on that story. I rely on my wee troll pages for that one. Do you have any thoughts on visits to Egypt? Don't feel good about Turkey, Egypt, Dubai. Said this already about Dubai to one of my friends a few weeks ago. Nobody's going to believe it until it happens. There you go. That's the reality. But Turkey in particular. Do you see Farage making things better or not? Definitely not. Definitely not. If you have a daughter and you vote Farage, what the fuck? Like, no. You're basically signing over your daughter's body. My friend said Dubai is not involved. It's the EAU. They've put out statements yesterday. Two airlines have actually stopped flying there, and that's why it came out. KLM was one of them. I can't remember the other one. Katie Price. Oh, she's married again, isn't she? Engaged again? To a Dubai businessman. Aye, wait till that goes down the gunnel. Any happy predictions, Michelle? Do you know what's hilarious? My friend said to me last week, "Christy, come on, you must have done like a bit more positive." I'm like, I really don't. I actually don't. I see by the end of the month, we're talking around the benefit loss of things. I'm trying to think of something good. I am so sorry, guys. It's not in me. I think Craig Cara and All Havens are going to do fantastic this year because of what's going on. Oh, update. Forest holidays. 2 seconds, sorry. I sent my complaint, didn't get any response. Somebody messaged the other day, and I was on one the other day, if you hadn't seen my story. I'm glad it just made it to my story and not my grid. But then I got fire in my belly about the forest holidays. I went, they've not get back to me. I've got time today because I'm off. So I put out another repost, was like, no response. Gave them their due. They came back straight away. They checked the email, like, you need to take the dot out. But I had got the email off the person through the other email, so I've sent that as well. So they have came back to me and said that they're dealing with it. And I've just went back to them, but I've also sent everything over, like the bags, the lot. So aye. We'll see what happens with that. So Ash, for Strathire, if you thought you were off the hook, babe, certainly not. I'm still raging about it, just because more about the boys' bags, but just even the theft in it. Like, so if you're booked to there, we were meant to go, we were booked for the 23rd of January and we cancelled it off the back of this because I'm like, no, can't afford to go up there and lose more stuff again. I didn't get anything back. No, they said that none of it was there. They were telling lies. But I got proof because somebody messaged the page to say they had spoke with the existing cabin people who they hadn't even up and checked. When I've got an email from Forest to say they said they went up and checked. So, oh well. Put your tongue out. You're telling lies as it went black. So if you're at Strathire, just get a bum bag. We were actually joking about that. Next time we go, we need to take a fucking bum bag. We will not be coming back for that reason. But yeah, they did come back, so I'm just waiting. So I'll keep these up to date with what the outcome is. Are we going to have a nice summer? Yeah. What about Mexico holidays? Don't see it either. I think in the next 3 weeks, we're gonna see how things are gonna be shaped out for the next 2 years. You're gonna see a proper divide between America and the UK, and that's coming in just now. That's the biggest part. Katie Price's new mother-in-law is a psychic. Is she, Nicola? Oh, I think she'd be warning our son off her. What will happen to all these football fans that's booked into the World Cup? So I think it'll be their visas that get knocked back. Forest holidays, we used to go there a lot. I've been there for 14 years. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm not saying I wouldn't use another site, but I'm taking a bum bag. Um, should have just packed my bags and go back to Australia. I would. Christian's moving back to Poland, we think, and I said that to him yesterday. I was like, I actually think that's a blessing for you, Christian. I was like, the way the UK is going now, it's not a nice place to be. And then we were laughing. I went, imagine ICE agents coming through to get you. Like, oh, good luck. I would want, if I did that, I'd want to see that play out. Yeah, I can't remember who she is, but look her up. She's proud of her boy. Only nice weather we have is the lockdown. 100%. Thank you, Ifty, for joining. So UK and America won't be allies. I don't see it. Nope, I don't see it going forward. I've already predicted that though. Is Scotland all right? Okay, where do you see the World Cup being moved to? Oh, that's a question. Right, I've not put a prediction out for this. I'm not sure. Right, hold on. Brazil or somewhere beginning with a B. Keep an eye out for it. If they should boycott Turnberry, what do you mean? Is people still going? Who? If you're on my page and you're going to Turnberry, either leave Turnberry or take yourself off my page. I'm not joking. You're paying into Donald Trump's pocket. And if you work at Turnberry, it's time to get a new job, guys. Right, okay, before I finish, because I nearly forgot there, I have one more case to fill you in on that is coming to our channel platform 2 weeks today. And it's a case of Ryan Anderson. Pesci, I don't know if Pesci's on. I don't know if anybody knows him, somebody wants to tag him. But Pesci is going to be on in 2 weeks today with myself. He is a foundland and he was left as a baby. He doesn't know his real family. They are out in Morocco, and he has been doing his damnedest, especially in the last year, in particular, to try, well, for years, but in particular, to try and find out who his family are. He came back from Morocco. What day are we on? Maybe the start of last week. Had a few leads, but again, nothing concrete as such. He's been in touch with long lost families. They declined and rejected it the first time, so he's reapplied now because the BBC have took it on. You've probably seen him on Edinburgh Live, Glasgow Live. I think the Daily Record or the Sun picked it up as well. So there is a few podcasts. If you don't want to wait for 2 weeks to find out what his story is, I will tag him in a few posts this week as well, so you'll be able to go over to his Instagram. Possibly going to be starting a TikTok in the next few weeks, I'm sure, but I'll keep you posted on that as well. But we are going to do a full live where Ryan's going to come on and tell you his story. I've got to know Ryan over the last 2 weeks, just going back and forth to work, like sort out our lives and things. Turns out we had a mutual friend, Steph Kearney. I don't even know if he's in. So it's been very easy to speak to him actually, and like again, get to know his case. But my heart goes out to him because he feels that he's constantly hitting brick walls. So 212, I need to rely on these again. We need to get Pesci's story out there, and he's been fortunate enough that it's at Edinburgh Live. Like I said, the Sun, BBC's in talks. He was with them a few days ago as well. But look, we need to keep that story alive. So if you don't know who he is, I will tag him in a post later on this evening, and you can go over and follow him on Instagram. He's on YouTube as well. But if you type in Ryan Anderson, Foundland story, maybe something like that, you'll be able to find him on YouTube or find the podcast where he's speaking about his story. Right, I think we've covered everything, have we? YouTube views have showed up tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the subscriptions as well. How long should we stay away from America? Asking for a friend. I think we will not have the choice of that. I think that the more active things get, there'll be things put in place. And what will happen is a lot of people say, I'm still going to America, but in actual fact, you won't because your holiday provider, 9 times out of 10, will go with the guidelines that are being given around terrorism, safety. So you might get a wee or call from your holiday provider to say that they're no longer flying there. Would you like to change your holiday to somewhere else? And just so you know, they're not being arseholes. They follow obviously what their guidelines are or what the guidance is. They will not put their passengers at risk. No airline will do that. So if there is any sort of security risk, terrorism risk, 9 times out of 10, your airline's not going to fly there. And again, it's for the duty of care of their own staff as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of people who are very much convinced they're going to America in the summer to go and see Minnie and Mickey. Well, let's not even get started in there too. But I don't see it. I don't see it. Your insurance will be null and void. And the thing is, if anything happens out there, and this is, I said this before, I said this like way last year, and people thought I was nuts, but now it's going to make so much sense to you. People go to America, I was like, you need to watch because they're checking with immigration. So the reason you're getting told not to go to America right now, all right, before your travel provider tells you different, is because if you get kept out there, say the ICE agents come to Florida and say, nah, do you know what? That ESTA and that visa's not right. Come on, beat it. And they take you, you know that your government and nobody at the British Embassy can save you because you were warned not to go in the first place. But also the reason you're warned is the way the legal loophole is with the ICE agents, the UK is not going to take on you. So you and your family could go, your husband could get stole, you could be stolen. A lot of them was will that take me at the deck chair. But once you're in that, the government can't help you, the UK can't help you. So that's why they're telling you not to travel. Because it's very unpredictable at the moment. They're not going for illegal immigrants. They're going for citizens. They're going for tourists. And whether you think it or not, you're a tourist out there. They've also left the World Health Organization 100%, which is very, very alarming because they now have an idea of what they're going to do. So, like, you could be a tourist and be out there and walk into a hospital with all your fit paperwork. And if the Trump administration say you're not entitled to that, then you're not getting it. Yep, America came out and said they'll check your social media for the last 5 years for the World Cup. So I'm watching it via screen. Come on, 212, half of yous are in my boat. That's 'cause we indulged in all these chats for years. When I went last year, the ESTA asked for social media details. It wasn't compulsory, but I heard it might be now. Oh well. Vegas is empty now. I seen that as well. Um, they also have a child detention centre out there where they're taking the children to. I told yous about Alcatraz months ago, and some of yous were going mental. That's not real, Christy. That's not real. Now, do you agree it's real? It was in every one of your predictions, and if they didn't want to think that they would actually do that to their citizens or their children, you actually know that there is nearly 1,200 people missing that got detained by ICE agents and their family can't find them in the last 4 weeks. Women in America are getting their bank accounts wiped and non-existent. That's not a president, that's a dictator. I've booked for Vegas in November. Gemma, I feel you'll find out by April. If you would like to book a reading, you really pull your mood down, just PM the page. The downfall of America, the best president America has ever had. He's honestly a trumper. Aye, you're right. Are Spain holidays still safe? Yes, but we've got a lot of protests over there as well at the moment. So that if there's any hindrance, it's going to be off the back of that, where they don't want the expats there anymore. They don't want the tourism there. Everybody's getting very like territorial about their land and all that. Scottish are just letting everybody in, like, "It's fine, just come in, it's alright." Yeah, before we go, there's also the ice storm that's taking place pretty much right now in New York, Texas. If you've not been on TikTok having a look, go over and have a wee nosy. Apparently it's meant to be the worst that they've ever had, or the worst in a good few years. Can't even read that comment out, Jenny. Trump said he's reopening Alcatraz. I didn't know he'd shut it. So glad my son and daughter-in-law cancelled their holiday to America for later on this year. I've heard a lot of people cancelling, and some people are very much like, "Nope, I'm going," but I'm like, well, I tell you what, see if Disneyland was in Iraq, you gonna go then? Likely not. Get a grip. And this is the new generation of snowflakes in advance. We're not going to war. Oh, don't talk to me about that. I don't want to know anything that's going on. Oh, geez, peace. Like, it's going to affect you whether you think it or not. It is a world war. Not just America, not just Greenland. Will be forced to go digital. Yep. If I seen this in TikTok last night, universal credit, they pretty much want to know everything about you. The lady was saying that she felt like they were just giving her however it was a month or whatever benefit she was. I think it was universal credit. Is that just one benefit? And she was like, I literally just was going to be passing over my like details and getting paid for that every month because they were just taking all my stuff. And she decided not to do it. But we touched on it already, and nobody wanted to hear it at the time. But I did say there's going to be a lot of changes with PIP. It's already come out. We're going to see a lot more of that as well. We do not live in a good world right now, and I wish I could tell you loads of fun and exciting things, but nah, right now it's not where we're at, guys. It is just not where we're at. We've just got to laugh at the things we can laugh at, like well, if Victoria Beckham did dance at the wedding like that, like we can only hope videos like that come out and keep us going throughout the year. But I think we're very much in for quite a challenging year financially as well for a lot of different industries. Um, at this rate, it'll go for me for a donation to take Trump out. I know. By the way, imagine how much that would make. So quick reminder before we go, the James Nunan case, Maura has been in the comments. If you've not been on their Facebook page, please go over and check it out. I will add things to our grid throughout the week. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to book a reading, just so people know my new hours actually, I work a Monday and Thursday morning, and I work a Tuesday and Wednesday night. So if you're wanting an evening appointment, just PM then. It's a telephone reading, Zoom reading, or an online reading. You can record. They all last 30 minutes. I think I've covered everything. Mini readings, that's the £15 one with the cards. There's some availability in February. That's the quickest reading now. But the rest for full readings is going into the start of March. Can you believe it? Going into the start of March already. Yep, I work for DWP. Scary changes coming. Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm sad for a lot of people that are going to have a lot of these changes, but I do think something's got to give. I really do. I think there's a lot of people on PIP that shouldn't be on PIP, and you're reading it in the papers all the time. These people on PIP that are doing marathons and all that, or I don't know, they're doing their fucking like star jumps. So no, I need a reading soon. Just PM the page and I'll get you booked in. Right, YouTube, I'm going to let you go first tonight if I work out how to do it. End stream. Thank you for joining. Remember and subscribe. Check the playlist out. There's a crime list playlist. There's also the shorts there as well. And we do update daily with our daily guidance videos and any wee crime stories and updates. Have a good Sunday evening. Take care.